It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter will be had in gales and floods, but if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Quack.
If it
Sounds like a duck.
Acts like a duck.
It must be a duck.
Definitely a goose.
Honk, honk, honk.
So you take the lift down to level 15, looking for Morit.
Yeah.
I guess you ask for directions, wander aimlessly.
What about our
Ask
guide?
for directions because I want to get a feel for if anybody's heard of him and what they think about him.
Okay.
So I will find a likely looking passerby that looks like they would be willing to give directions and ask if they have heard of somebody named Morit. We're looking for his shop.
Okay. They look at you a little funny and say, well, it's, 10 houses down this path, but, I wouldn't call it a shop per se.
Oh, I was under the impression he ran a shop. What would you call it?
Well, it's a good question. I'd say it's more of a laboratory.
You've got my interest.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
That was not-
he makes things there. They're kind of weird ideas, honestly.
Oh,
Mechanical
Alright, then.
doodads or chemical?
More like doodads.
All right, never mind. I'm not interested anymore.
what's wrong with doodads?
I deal in chemistry.
Oh, like between people?
Sure.
Ooh.
You could certainly call
Is
the
it-
thing
is it-
between Ed and myself a certain kind of chemistry. If attaching yourself to the spinal cord and nervous system of a living being is chemistry.
Are you guys in love?
No!
Clyde, master of misreading the situation.
I hate him so much. This is by far the worst body I've ever inhabited.
Sometimes, people that are in love hate each other, but, eventually you guys will get over that and you'll still be in love.
Honestly, I hope he dies at the bottom of this cave so that I can inhabit one of you.
You wouldn't
Oh,
like
like
it in
you wanna
here.
break up?
There's not enough. There's
You
not a
like-
lot of room.
Like, you want to break up with him?
It's all right, Casimir. I can make the space. Yes, I would love to.
Well, then all you have to do is say, I don't want to see you anymore. Sorry.
Clyde, I'm fairly certain that if they break up, Ed dies.
Yep.
That's... You will not die if you get broken up with. Believe me. Nobody that I've broken up with has died. I think.
I feel like that's a lie.
I think.
Yeah, that's a stretch right there.
I feel like that may be a repressed memory.
No.
When you're being
No,
sad,
it's
every
they're all
Sunday
fine.
what you gonna do?
Are you sure? There's nobody that you can remember, and Casimir's gonna do his creepy neck twist thing with his eyes glowing. Go. There's nobody that you didn't accidentally kill when they were in a relationship with you.
That chiropractor must be really rich.
I'm actually missing a vertebrae.
Ooh.
I went Carl there for some reason. I don't know what
I could
happened.
fix that.
Are you okay, Michael? Sorry.
Oh, please carry on. I love it.
Are you saying you lack a spine?
Ah, we just talked about the whole, being rude thing.
Was that rude? I'm so sorry. No, I'm not. I'm laughing at it still.
That's all right. That was actually a pretty good joke.
Oh, good.
No, I honestly, no, I can't think of anybody that I have, accidentally killed while being in a relationship with or after being.
Well, that's a relief. Had me worried there for a moment.
I don't think anyway.
Trying to think.
Why do I just picture their little thought bubble behind Clyde, and it's just her as a praying mantis going, praying mantis thoughts.
Let me see if I can explain this in a different way. Clyde, have you ever had tea before?
Yes.
Yes? Great. So you know the ingredients in tea. You have got your lovely little leaves and your water. Ed is to water as I am to the leaves. Once you mix us, you have tea. It's not just water anymore. You can't separate that out easily, at the very least.
Well, we all carry a piece of somebody that we've loved before. It's okay.
I'm just going to work with your brain on this one. If we carry a piece of someone we loved before, then I've got thousands of pieces in me.
Wow. You're so loved.
No. But
Yeah,
I
I think
appreciate
that's what
it.
that means.
Better to have loved and lost than to never loved at all, eh, Clyde?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I really want to get inside that brain of yours.
Yeah.
I'm an open book.
nice.
Why is
Well,
it so lonely in here?
Well, when
Rude.
Ed dies, then I'll choose you.
Oh, you don't have to
Okay,
wait until he
I'll
dies.
choose you.
Oh, I do. I really do.
Definitely has the most room up there.
Okay, that's a weird rule, but all right. How long do raccoons live?
Like 80 years.
Oh, okay.
They really?
Yeah. They got a decent
8 or
lifespan.
80. I think people may have misheard
Aw.
that.
8. It's
Oh,
not that long.
I heard 80. I
No,
was
8.
very
Me too.
confused.
Just
Yeah,
8.
so did I.
Wait, hang on.
That's
Let
excessive
me
for a small mammal.
say it in an American way. 8.
Oh, no, it's 8 in wild and probably like 20 in captivity. Actually, how old do raccoons live in captivity?
I'm just Googling that right now. Googling. Searching it. Lifespan.
Like
in-
everything lives way longer in captivity than in the wild, because
Whoa!
What?
Were you close? Where
Okay.
did we mishear you closely?
I feel like way off.
No, this is nuts. So, 21 years in captivity, while they typically live only 2 to 3. That's the
Oh.
AI
Whoa.
report, though. I don't believe that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so 16 in the wild, 21 in captivity.
Okay.
That's older than I would have thought.
Yeah, the wild's much older than I would have thought. You're spot on, Cam, with the captivity one, though.
Yeah.
yeah, because captivity is when you don't have to fight for your food, you can live a hell of a lot longer.
But you don't have to
Really?
fight to cross the road.
Somebody who is currently having to cook and be sick at the same time is like, hey, I understand why humans live in freaking groups now. There's a reason we're not bears.
Bare necessity.
A simple bare necessity.
Oh, look, we're
You don't
here.
have to fight. You don't have to fight to
Did we
cross the
make
road.
it?
You can live longer before you get to the other side.
I wonder what the
Aw,
difference between lions and captive lions are.
That's a good question, too.
Because lions are really just live a brutal lifestyle in the wild, so. Anyways, that's a quack.
Quack, quack.
Mm.
So you go down the path. Do you ask to talk to anyone else? My thumb.
No, I think that's. I was thinking. No.
Ah.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Oh,
So you go
follow
down-
directions.
You'll go down, and then as you get to the 10th place, you see that it's a very open, almost like courtyard. You
Mhm.
see lots of lumber, which you haven't seen a ton of. There has been wood things, especially on like the handles of gear, but it's like straight up, pieces of lumber scattered around. You hear like some clanking and whirring from inside the building. And as you make your way around into, there's like a stone roof, again, with like a courtyard. There's like one column, and it's very open air feeling, like just wind, if there was wind underground, could just, blow through.
Mhm.
Very...
I cast gust. There's wind now.
Okay, the wind just blows through, some sawdust swirls away, and you see that over on the far side, about 10 feet in front of you, there's like a little crowd of mainly dwarves, like one elf, 2 humans, but a bunch of dwarves.
Mhm.
And there's this blonde dwarf sitting like on what looks like a workbench, and he's just sitting there, feet dangling off. He's got a pipe, and he's like, yeah. So then I says to them, if you can't get out of the mines, bring the mines to you. And you hear people saying, I never thought of it like that before. Hey, welcome, strangers.
We're dealing with this level of intelligence. Okay, gotcha.
I swear, I think we should let Clyde take this one.
You might be
Are
right.
these our new friends?
Yes.
Yes, Clyde, this is our new friend.
Oh, hi, new friend. I'm Clyde, and these are my other friends, Casimir, Edward, Valpip, and Carl.
Hey there. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. How can I help you?
We need a guide to take us to go find the Mother Pinkethys stone.
That is not what I thought you were going to say when you started with I need a guide. I mean, I know people do like taking my advice, but I'm also happy to walk through the mines with you. I don't know what the Pinkethys stone is. Mother Stone. Is that like one of those stories Uncle...
Bunyan.
Uncle Bunyan.
Don't call them that. That's not what he's... Anyway, but that one, yeah. Is it one of those stories
Oh.
you used to tell?
No, the sad part is he
Sounds
knew
kinda
exactly what you
familiar.
meant.
You know
Oh.
what? I'm sorry. He's just Uncle Bunyan now.
That's what we call yes anding.
Like Paul
That was
Bunyan, but
excellent,
Uncle
Michael.
Bunyan.
Yeah. Paul.
Uncle Paul.
Uncle
Paul.
Paul Bunyan.
Okay. Yep.
Wow.
Now we know he had like a red plaid shirt with overalls.
This is the Glorpspear of your world.
What, bunions?
The Paul Bunyan. Uncle Paul Bunyan. Oh.
Yeah. I think, anyways, he told us about this big stone that we're looking for. Kind of looks a little bit like this, and she'll hand him the earring.
Okay. Oh, that's an interesting composition you got in there. Did he tell you I know where to find it?
He indicated
No.
that he was. Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
Oh,
What?
Go ahead.
He indicated that you was somebody who was trustworthy.
Ah, that's swell of him. Good thing too. I got his animal around here somewhere. So yeah, I'm glad he trusts me. Anyway,
Casimir's confidence level is just doing this as time goes on.
So trustworthy. For what?
I'm gonna like lean over to Ward and be like, "What about him? Do you want to eat him?"
He's blonde, no.
Just checking. Thank you.
He's blonde. Wow.
He's
So many
blonde.
blondes.
Ed has very strange criterias.
In my research of this particular legend of yours, I have reason to believe that if we could trace back some of the ancient veins of minerals that your people have so, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, not astutely.
Thoroughly?
Aptly?
Greedily?
Hardworkingly. What am I looking? What word am I looking for?
Productively?
Industriously is what I'm looking for.
Oh,
That's a
industriously.
good word.
Yeah, that's a good word.
So-
That's a good word.
Yeah.
He
So
leans
industriously
down and
mined.
scribbles something beside him.
So industriously mined that we might have a clue as to our quest.
Okay.
We were hoping that you could guide us to the mines to where all of the veins originate. I don't know why my accent just totally changed there, but it did.
Are you like some sort of social chameleon?
No, that's
Ah,
her.
it's funny you should say that. No, I'm confident in every situation I'm in, on account of I blend in.
Who the hell's are you?
Oh, now you see, folks, I feel like we've got some classic trauma going on here. A lot of people would say they're totally okay on the outside, but if you look them in the eye and say, "Who are you?" Really, they break down and can't even say anything straight.
Casimir,
And it's
he
no
knows
judgment.
you!
I was like, can I please have ghost writers stare for just a second?
And now, of course, that's no shame. It can be traumatizing to face yourself or dealing with social anxiety. And we know that's why a lot of us come here, because we kind of got to break out of the molds of, Nagathaz itself, if you get what I'm saying.
I like this guy.
Yeah,
Anyway, sorry everyone. Sounds like I gotta go tramping in the mines. I don't know where they start, but we can follow them ourselves. I know my way around the mines, but never really thought about where the veins themselves start. But we're probably going the direction the mines are, since they follow the ore. Or they don't get anywhere, if you get what I'm saying.
I really like this guy.
I'm getting serious, old guy from Kid Cosmic vibes from this dude.
Papa G.
Yes. I know I've sent you the video clip. The guy, the old guy that can clone himself over and over again, as he's just singing and building stuff.
Huh.
Here.
I am drawing a
I'll go
blank. Not that
I'll go
I
get
haven't
it.
seen it.
I was literally watching that clip earlier this week, so
Huh. Okay. So the crowd starts saying, "Oh, okay, I'm all right. We'll see you tomorrow."
Is
I'll
this,
make. I'll.
sort of a self-help group?
Oh no. More like philosophy in general. Mostly like checking out my inventions.
Bit of a
Like a
philosopher.
fan club?
Ooh, yes.
I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Ah. Neat.
Now wait, hold on. I gotta find that animal. Babe!
Well, there's
Babe!
one right here.
Huh?
What?
Well, you're an animal?
Yes, I'm a raccoon. Well, I'm not a raccoon, but I'm in a raccoon's body.
Aren't we all? He turns and starts going into the house.
It's such an interesting statement.
And you hear him again call, babe! And there's this
Babe?
little, like, babe. And you hear this little, and a little, like the pattern of hoofbeats almost. And he comes out, and behind him is scampering what is like a little creature on 4 legs, semi-reptilian skin, a long snout, lots of little plates on its back, and a little tail waving. And it's just jumping around, his feet going,
A lava cat.
or you might call it a young stegosaurus.
It's
How big is
Actual
he?
dinosaur.
cute.
Okay, then.
It's like this big.
He's like a
Yeah.
puppy-sized dinosaur.
Hey,
I want
I-
one.
Feel the need to ask, if one of us was to say polymorph or wild shape into the stegosaurus, would it be a baby stegosaurus or an adult stegosaurus?
That's a good question.
Say again?
Because
I
you
don't
remember,
understand the question.
you remember earlier we ruled that if you have seen the animal, you can turn into it, and that's how Veil Pip was able
Mhm.
to turn it into a velociraptor.
Yeah.
So by logic, I can now turn it into a stegosaurus. But
Probably a baby, or it would appear to be a baby.
damn. Good to know. Good to know.
Casimir just
Can I
starts
pet him?
quietly whistling to himself. I can't do
Can
it.
I pet? Can I pet?
Oh yeah, of course. Here, she's friendly.
She's friendly. What's her name? Babe?
Her name is Babe. Babe.
Babe. Oh, I love her already. Ow, it's pokey.
I'm
Ow.
picturing like
Ow.
a really enthusiastic
Ow.
pug
Ow.
with the
Go.
way that it's
Ow.
behaving
Go with the
somehow.
scales.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Ow.
you
with the
just gotta
scales.
go for the head, and then you avoid the spiny parts.
Oh, that feels better. Does
Yeah,
she
there
like
you
it?
go. Oh, she loves it. She loves it. She flops on her side and like kicks up her little stubby legs and is like kicking them,
Oh, that is so cute.
and it's saying,
With the belly.
ow, 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 ow.
What's
And
your
it jumps
name,
up.
by the way?
My name?
Babe.
Yes,
Oh.
I'm Morit.
Morit. Oh, we knew that. Sorry, I wasn't there when they were told you. When Uncle told them about you and all that. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. You guys got gear to go into caves and mines and all that stuff?
We were hoping that as our guide, you could, guide us into locating the necessary gear that we would need.
Oh, I thought I was just like, guiding you in the direction you want to go. Okay. Wait, or is that what you just said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, no, I can show you the way to go, but, just general safety rules. Hard hats are a good idea. You want to make sure you have light, rope. Always got to have rope. So yeah, just general safety things. That's all I meant. Because, yeah, where we're going, at least where the mines go, which is where I'm showing you, those are already dug in. Follow the path.
Okay. I don't have a.
So if we
Hard hat.
just picked up a couple of dungeoneering packs, would that probably give us the stuff we need?
Yeah, that seems a little overkill, honestly. But I mean, you would definitely have all the stuff except for the helmets. You got to have a helmet. But yeah, that would have the stuff you want also.
Right. It's really too bad that nobody's created a helmet with like a light on the front. That'd be super useful for mining.
It would. Have you not been down to the mines?
No, never have.
And we
Oh,
typically
yeah, we
don't
got tons
use
of those.
lights.
Oh,
We can all see.
well,
the
I feel
dark.
intelligent.
You should. It's a good idea. Great minds think alike, and hey, every idea had to start somewhere, and you might not have known about it, so you thought of it too.
This positivity is rubbing me wrong.
He's so
Yeah.
happy.
He walks into his house, comes out with a backpack that you see has like a plank of wood attached along the top, weird spools of wire sticking out at odd angles, a can on a string just dangling there and rattling. And
Now,
then he's like, oh, wait. Sorry, go ahead. He
Oh,
runs back inside.
Your pack looks different from the dungeoneering packs I've seen in the past. What's different about yours?
Ah, well, see, this has got a lot. And he comes out, he's got a metal helmet with a little blue crystal sitting in the front. He's like, well, what's different? This is my custom personal made one. There's the difference. The more it difference. It's got some, extra bibs and bobs that, I found helpful or interesting to, get around.
The more you look, the more it makes sense. That's the more it
The
difference.
more it makes sense. Oh, see, that's an idea I haven't had. Can I use that, please? I love it.
Yes, of course you can use that. Casimir's just crying in the corner.
Moritz, you said something about philosophy. Is that something you do on a regular basis? You just think about philosophy concepts?
Yeah, I just think and talk about ideas.
Oh, what?
Whatever strikes me as interesting at the time. Try to see things a little different from, the rest of the dwarves.
Right, yes, that's perfect. Yeah, see it inside the perspective of other beings and species. It's excellent. I've been around quite a bit and talked to a lot of different species, and I always have one question I love to ask them.
Oh yeah, what's that? Here, let's start going, and we can
absolutely, yes,
walk
yes,
as we
yes.
talk.
Yes. What is the meaning of life?
So, a quick and easy answer is what I think you're not going for. Because you're not asking, like me, to define what life is. Living, breathing, reproducing, all that stuff. That's not what you're asking, right?
No, not at all.
Oh,
not
okay.
at all. More at the deeper intellectual level.
Ah. And as he begins the discussion, walking through away from the main elevator where you all were, but he goes and there's like another set of lifts, and he hops on, and then he's like, all right, Silvergazin mine, here we go. And the guy, again with one of the levers, goes, yeah, and pushes it, and it starts dropping, and you see the arrow going much farther. And he's like, so, meaning of life. That's tricky to answer, because there's lots of different thoughts and opinions on it. And while, some people don't think there's anything after death, so you gotta make the most of what life you got. And I agree with that. Even if there is something after death, you gotta just make the best of what you got. Do the best you can for everyone. And even if that's being, oh my goodness, look at that kitty.
See.
No, babe,
Oh, good
no,
God,
no,
handsome
no. Heal.
But
Look at the babies.
there's the most confusing answer I've ever gotten to that question was someone who just looked me plain in the face and very seriously, and I never understood this. I still don't to this day. They told me, and just this, right before they disappeared into nothing, 42.
42.
It's not bad for a pointy-eared elvish plainsling.
Wait, was he an elf?
I don't actually know. He might have been like one of those ethereal things.
Did he have flippers?
Come to think of it, he might have.
So see, because he's speaking in a numerical fashion, whereas we people with digits, we count on these fingers, right? And we
Right,
just have
yes.
a sense, and that influences how we think. Language influences how you think inside. So if you speak different languages, you have different concepts. So in the same way, if you've got digits on your fingers and you can count, whether it's 1 to 3, 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 10, your whole concept of reality is different. So imagine that you didn't have any digits other than your 2 flippers or 4
I
flippers.
can.
So I guess you'd have some things, but you could only count in a different way. And it would divide your brain differently because it's not like you have this many fingers on this hand and that's your brain operating these, and these fingers on this hand and this brain is operating this. You've only got these things. So that would just change your entire concept and perception of how things work. So if you're in that context, thinking multidimensionally, the number 42 might have extra significance in a way that just didn't translate properly.
I was
Alright,
also
let
under
me-
the impression that 42 was the ASCII code for the asterisk, which is a symbol that means whatever you want it to mean. Sorry,
Ridiculous.
That's a weird concept.
Well, no, think about it. Imagine for a moment, if you will, a language in which certain punctuation is represented by numbers. 42 happens to represent a symbol that is symbolic for whatever you want it to mean. It's a wildcard character. So what that could mean is that life is whatever you make of it, whatever you want it to be.
Where the hell
Well,
are you
and see-
from?
Not here.
Neither am I. Now, to
come
add
on,
a little
I
depth
know.
perception to it.
Just a little face. Look at him.
He's so cute.
Emily,
I
I'm
want to
sorry, you
pet
are
him.
contractually obligated to give him a smooch.
Blah, 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 blah.
Perfect.
Add a little depth and perception to it. This little meat sack you see here is not my actual true body. My true body is an amorphic thing with no digits or limbs.
Really?
Yes, I'm just
So-
a mushy mess inside the sack.
So, okay, I was just theorizing, spitballing off the top of my head. What do you think about numbers and digits and how you communicate? Is it, different for you?
They're meaningless. They ultimately don't really actually mean anything. A number is a
What,
construct
digits?
that is put inside for a mortal being, and a mortal that it's a mortal concept. Let me put this in a different way. Beings usually live for an X amount of time, correct? Like they have a certain number of life. So once it's over, it's done. But for beings like myself, we don't have that concept. We
You-
experience existence, yes, but we don't count the years, as you would say. I could be floating in space for what you would consider 100 years, but to me it would be nothing.
Does your kind ever eventually, even if it's a long time, pass away naturally or unnaturally? Is it possible for you to die?
I don't know.
Oh.
My hosts have
That's-
died. Many of them have. But I haven't.
Uh-huh.
It's possible
See,
to put me in
that's-
pain,
Uh-huh.
but not die. I'm not sure about that. And I've never met another one of my kind before, so I don't really want to experiment with it, because otherwise I might die.
Yeah, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Huh.
Are you scared of
So
death?
s-
I don't know.
Oh.
I've never had to face it before.
Well, neither have I.
Are you scared of death?
Mm.
So you don't know either. How about you, Moritz? Are you scared of death?
Not terribly. I think it's in the way you're scared to go into a new mine shaft. It's like, you know what? I don't know exactly what's in here, but, I might find some cool stuff. So, a little apprehensive is probably a better way to term it.
Great. Yes, apprehensive. Well, then, let me up the stakes a little bit here. If we don't find this stone, this world is screwed. And he will die.
Oh. He looks at the guy who's at the elevator thing, who's been like just leaning on the lever and like nodding. And then he kind of, he looks over and the guy's like, "Good to see you again, Mort." "Yep, good to see you too. I mean, this is par for the course, eh? We might all die." Huh.
We're not the first crazy people he's brought through on a tour.
See, crazy is not exactly the term I'd use, but a lot of people do say that. There's a little clattering as the elevator settles down, hops off. He's like, "I'll see you. I'll see you Thursday." And actually, no, he would say,
See you Glorp Sphere Day.
would actually say,
Very Glorp Day.
Very merry glorp.
Smiley, that has to be a holiday.
May the glorp be with you.
May the
And
Glorp
also
be
with
with
you.
you. Happy Glorp Day.
Happy glorp
It's
day.
the equivalency of Christmas.
Everyone, open your glorp
Yeah,
sphere. See what's inside.
Papa Glorp and his 12 magical glorp spheres that fly through the sky and deliver, glorp
Break
sphere
the glorp
shaped presents
wishing
to
bone.
everybody.
On the
Little-
first day of glorp,
That's
my
right.
true love gave to me a glorp sphere.
I
in a
didn't even know there were
pear
people who
tree.
still talked about Glorp's Day. I mean, I personally don't like Glorp spheres, but I mean, I knew Glorp's Day was a thing, but I thought that it all died out. So, I mean, again, interesting ideas you bring here. Anyway, I'll
Same.
see you Ash Day.
Same universe. Convert. We
Confirmed.
just learned something major.
The glorp spheres are invading.
Either that or the glorp spheres are also world traveler, are also dimension hoppers.
That is terrifying. I am officially scared of Glorp Spheres.
You know what? That's totally a thing now. Sometimes when they hop,
They
every
just-
so often they dimension hop too. They just pop out of existence.
I am going to introduce a singular Glorp Sphere in Athriel just because of you. Singular.
But have we
One.
established how Glorp spheres reproduce? Because there might be more.
Never mind.
Sometimes when they jump, they split, and one jumps into the new universe and one stays behind in the old. That's how they reproduce.
These things are parasites.
Are they parasites
we-
if they don't actually consume anything, though?
That's
How
true.
the hell did
It's
we get so
true.
many of them in Bloodheim?
Dimensional intercross timey-wimey bullshit.
Yeah, you can go back and forth, obviously. I mean,
You have too much time
I
energy.
use this elevator every few days.
You have too much time energy concentrated in one area. It kind of redirects them back into the same dimension. So every so often in Bloodheim, there'll be a glorp spear that'll jump and it'll just.
Great, they reproduce like slimes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna write a whole book on glorp
Lord.
spear biology now.
That was part of our stretch goals. We
We
never
need
got
to.
around to it.
I need to do that.
We should do this.
Oh,
But yes,
Sorry.
I wanted to hit you with that philosophical concept just to see what your thoughts are.
That's intriguing. Now, are we talking hypothetically or actually? 'Cause-
No, actually,
Oh.
it's quite dire.
Actually, okay. Well, maybe we should walk a little faster just to
Yes.
find what you're looking for. But, what kind of way will the world end? There's a whole myriad of ways that can happen.
That's a good question, Casimir.
maybe we should
That's
focus
great.
just on finding the stone. I don't know why my voice changed there. I did like half Ward, half Carl
nervous
for
energy.
some reason. I don't know what was going on.
He keeps
God, I love
walking,
it.
and he's got this very chipper walking pattern, and he's just like, well, yeah, no, we could definitely speed it up, but I mean, you can't just run away. Like, it'd be helpful to know the information of, like, what might happen, and you can't just look away because you're scared of it. That doesn't help anyone.
Look, what it boils down to is that there's a great big, evil, terrible, horrible thing that can eat universes, and it's chasing me. I've been hopping from universe to universe to try to escape from it, and this happens to be one of the universes I found my way into, because supposedly this stone that we find can send my connection to the giant evil universe eating thing. If I can't get this bond severed in time, then I'm going to have to nope my way out of here before everybody dies. And I'm not so sure at this point I can nope out of here in time.
And is you noping out the only way that it could stop? Or the stone that we're looking for?
The only way that I know of. I've tried fighting it. Doesn't work.
Can you die?
You know, that's an excellent question.
We nearly saw him die the other day.
Hypothetically.
I guess that's a good question. We don't actually know whether we're immortal or not until we die. We just have to listen and pay attention to the experience of, like our entire species, which would seem to be a fairly decent guideline, except in your case, you've never met one of you, and I presume haven't, read books about your species in cosmic land.
Oh no, my home world has blown up a very long time ago.
Oh.
Huh? You live there by yourself?
No.
Just no. No further explanation.
Okay. But there was no...
I
You
didn't-
haven't met any others of you.
No.
Huh. Okay.
Look, before I met my companions here, I had fully intended to come here, use this world for its resources, and then bounce. I have come to the conclusion that I can no longer do that. I have friends now, but I don't want to see get hurt.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. You've moved past being a Glorpspear-like.
It's called character growth. He's done such a good job.
Oh, yeah?
Well,
I mean, just from what he said, I can see that.
Watch out, Ward. There's that fourth wall again.
Oh! Ugh, nearly got me.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for these. I keep saying they need to put up signs for these because, these low-hanging things, fine for us dwarves, but...
Not for
Wait.
us tall folk. Or these tall folk.
Yeah, exactly. Someone could just rock right into them. Anyway, a Glorpspear-like. It's like people who, are kind of like Glorpspears. They just hop along and occasionally poof out of existence. And he's not like that anymore. He was going to be like that, but now he's got friends.
If I had to say, I've changed a lot in the last few days. Wow, it's only been days.
Yes.
It's a little
Pretty
terrifying,
impressive.
actually. You're all lucky I like you! Alright, let's go find this rock.
Okay.
Lucky.
So he's leading you along. You see that the tunnels are getting a little smaller. They're still pretty built up, lots of columns, and those are carved. It's not like they're just thrown up haphazard things. These look like works of art in themselves in this mine shaft. And as you go, you see that there's places where they're probably what you presume ore, because that's where rock has been dug into. But it's curved in, it's been carved out and smooth, so now it's part of an architecture rather than just loose rubble or dug into stone. It's also part of a hallway now. So you go along and you see bunches of dwarves, a lot of them coming back, obviously just coming off a shift. You're now walking in behind large groups of them. They're all going. Some of them are like, "Hey, Mort," and others like, "Oh, Morit's here. I gotta go over and I think I saw a Glorpspear down the hall. I'm gonna go check on that."
So he's an acquired taste.
Maybe.
Yeah, just
Ah,
like
yeah.
mustard.
The taste of canned farts. Didn't we establish that Glorpsphere just
Ew.
kind of smell bad? Remember canned
Some of-
Glorpsphere?
Some of them do. Not all of them.
You've all seen Fifth Element, right?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
So the scene where they're at the bottom of the ship and they're cleaning out those parasites with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
I'm now thinking that's a glowsphere.
Could be one of the subspecies, don't forget.
Oh, true. Oh gosh. How many species of glowsphere is there?
More than you can ever imagine.
They're an entire ecosystem unto themselves.
Well, because think about it. Every time one pops into a new dimension, it has to adjust. It has to adapt rapidly to its new environment. So if it lives, it creates a whole new subspecies.
The founder's effect is hardcore on these guys.
I may seriously have to write a book now about this stupid little creature.
For those who
I
are
created.
curious, what on earth glorspheres are,
Yeah.
they appeared first in the Mystery of Bloodheim.
Bloodheim.
And have since become a running joke for this table.
Oh, yes.
And we were, in fact, going to make a book on their biology at one point.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me.
Never.
All right. So what kind of veins of materials are we seeing? Are we in like a silver mine, a diamond mine, whatever that
When you
weird
get-
stuff was that I licked?
It's silver lead ore.
As you get further down, where you see that there is still veins of anything and not just what's left behind, you see mainly a large silver deposit looking like it's spreading out like lightning and water through the rock. There's a few gemstones here and there, more on the opposing wall, so it looks like they were fortunate to have discovered a place with more than one element they're digging for. And he leads you to where the hallway starts splitting off into smaller tunnels, and these don't look as refined. Like, you see one or two little workers like already chiseling much more carefully and trying to and carving designs into the wall, but it's like obviously much more recent than what you've walked past to get down here. And there's like different headings, and you see that the crystals that you were walking past go off to the right. There's a tunnel which starts angling more or less down, and then the silver vein goes off towards the left. He stops at the crossroads and looks around. It's like, well, let's see. I guess the question then becomes, if we're trying to find a stone, which is hypothetically and mythologically the heart of the mountain, which would be a more important part, or a more, like, what would be like the lifeblood, or the vein of ore that we should follow? Would it be like, what's the more primordial element? I guess it could be. It could be the crystals here. It could be the silver. I mean, personally, silver I find feels more like it would belong in that category. And I honestly forget what they said they found down this tunnel.
Can I do a nature check?
Sure.
Try to see what it might be.
Nature check is very good.
I nominate gold.
Beautiful. I rolled a 19 for a 27.
Jeez.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, aided by Ward's knowledge of things that are perhaps even older than certainly Ed knows, and just things you've absorbed and picked up, and even just the bits of conversation that have been kick-started in your head, you feel like silver, especially like with its importance in mythologies, seems like to be more of a well-known common important thing, certainly than crystal growths.
I feel like crystal growth is something that's something you could find in general locations, not necessarily the vein or the heart of things. I mean, if you think about it in a biological sense, you don't want to follow the blood clots. You want to follow the blood.
Oh, that's an excellent analogy. Silver?
Silver. I think silver. Hang on. He jumps down, sniffs one way, sniffs the other way, goes to the silver way and goes, when in doubt, follow your nose. Silver. I heard a great wizard say that once. I think his name was Gordolf.
Wow. Gordoff.
Yes, because we trust Ward with names.
Meet Gordo the Magnificent.
He's gorgeous.
Gordo to the Gorgeous, no.
You go down this tunnel. You actually now start passing areas where there's like larger chunks of stone and ore that have been broken up. There's sections where dwarves are hammering away at ore to break them into smaller pieces. In fact, you pass what looks kind of like a mill. It's essentially the same mechanical look of a mill with two very large stones together, being turned by what looks like some species kind of like what little babe is, but it's bigger. It's more like full human height. Got like short horns all along its back, big tail, big club on the end of its tail, and those are harnessed and they're walking around, and you hear like this deep, ponderous crushing and grinding, and you see off on one little spigot lots of basically dust coming out and going into some channel and getting moved out. They're like brooming it away. And then
Dusty.
yeah,
Why do I
you
feel
do
like they're making milkshakes.
Well, I mean,
Wait,
they gotta
hold
bring
on,
all
are
the
there boys
dwarves to
showing-
the yard.
I was about to say, are there boys showing up to the yard?
I literally don't know why the milkshakes came from this. I know the girls.
Big-
the
Because the dwarves eat minerals and they're just, taking all the dust and...
oh
Yes!
Milkshake.
nope.
No, it's like it's like pixie sticks for them.
It's a
It's
mineral
like
shake, Marie.
it's like the dust, and then they just get a piece of rock and just stick it in.
Just got a piece of flint sticking out the top like a freaking chocolate bar.
Oh. We don't realize that the dwarves have naturally occurring titanium teeth.
All the minerals they eat.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
that's amazing.
Milkshake.
We just broke Michael's brain.
It's like back.
Bunch of dwarves mining, using dinosaurs.
Yeah, no, hold on.
Pushing rocks.
It's now like locked in that spot and room. It's like there was something after all this.
You're welcome for the mental flashbang. Veil Pip cast doorway effect. You forget whatever you were doing.
Boom.
What are you all doing as you walk by and steal?
I think Ward is just continuously, as we're going, asking more philosophical questions and other things that might mind baffle people, like talking about concepts of space, if they've ever been off this world, or if they've ever thought about being in between worlds, inside the ether, in between each, what they think is in it, what they think if it's made of, that kind of stuff.
Veil Pip will just look glassed. His eyes will just look glassed over as you're talking about this.
What about Casimir and Clyde?
Casimir is probably would have asked Clyde for the stones, and he's probably going to be attempting to triangulate as we go down the shaft to see if we're going in the right direction or not.
Okay. Roll a survival check. And
Revival?
Clyde, are you?
Revival.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
And Clyde, are you doing anything? Are you happily following
I am
along?
engrossed in this conversation with Ward. Like, I'm just getting into it with all of the weird, like, shit that is going on in her head because she has no idea. And she, like, probably hasn't really dove into this kind of stuff before. So it's all over the place. And she's having existential crisis after existential crisis with these questions. I've never thought about that before. And it's kind of scary, but at the same time a little bit exciting. Like, I don't know what I would do if I was stuck between worlds. Like, is that like dying? I don't want to not exist. That's kind of freaky.
You do need to
It's
breathe.
way worse.
You're gonna come out. She's gonna come out like a philosopher at the end of this. Michael, you said survival.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be a 17. I do not have a very good bonus.
Yeah, that's good enough to be able to find your way decently, and you're being led. You know, you're paying attention to something you already have before. So you notice that the tiny little sounds they've been giving, while before it was like just like little hints of something that could be something, like you had to really pay attention. It was more abstract, just sound. Velociraptor. I love it.
Philosopher.
That you pick up almost like separate. So from before, they were like all combining in sound. Now it's like little individual squeaks, almost like little bits of like a less ear gritting sensation of nails on chalk, but definitely a sense of that kind of sense of, oh, that's not right.
So not
And you
getting
notice
big
that-
noises.
And they're doing it like more individualized. It's less, we're all going this way. It's now like,
Don't know if we're going the right way.
How do you mean?
Well, you remember previously, the sounds that these have made have almost been harmonious. But
Yes.
as a bard, let me tell you, this is not harmonious at all.
Well, we're all in a very philosophical mood right now, or at least three of us are. Perhaps, if we look at this in a scientific way, what is abnormal starts showing more signs that you might be on the right direction. This is abnormal, correct? To the behavior these rocks have typically been giving you?
That's true.
So perhaps we are going the right way, but because it's not what you are expecting, your mind is telling you we're wrong.
Oh. That's deep.
I feel like we're missing something really obvious. Or maybe I'm missing something really obvious.
you listen again, like after hearing that.
Yeah, I want to try. Can I try filtering it through like my bardic knowledge or like knowledge of frequencies and sounds, and I don't know what that
Okay.
would be. That'd probably be
Yeah.
performance.
Well, can I I don't have a spell or anything, but can can Ward kind of hop on him and do this? You know how he cures people by the way, when he cures you all, he's literally sending little tiny pieces of his body into you to fix your body.
Oh,
So
lovely.
Wonderful.
yeah, wonderful. Can
Good to
I
know.
hop on and stick the 2 middle fingers on either side and kind of just insert a little bit of Ward into his brain to give him assistance?
That's not
Is
creepy
he
at all.
Does he let you? I guess is the question. I'm willing to allow that, but it's up to what does Casimir do
Just-
when.
He'll probably cringe but allow it because we're running out of time.
It feels weird.
All right. So, Michael, did you agree that I can try a performance?
Yeah, try performance or nature, whatever you're better in.
Okay, I'd prefer performance by a
Would that
long
be
shot.
with advantage?
Yeah, with advantage.
Made? Cool.
Well,
cool.
advantage is moot.
Did you roll natural 20?
I did roll a natural 20.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hold on.
Picture for posterity.
Picture for posterity. Hold on.
Picture for prosperity. Picture for prosperity.
I had to roll so many of those. Take so many pictures last Sunday. I really screwed the party. Oh boy.
Like our last session.
Oh, wait.
Was it last time? I forget.
It was last time. It was
Yeah.
a lot of 20s and
That was a lot.
really good rolls.
Not.
Our
fun.
home session.
It was fun
Oh.
for me.
Last week, our home session had 9 natural 20s,
Oh.
and it was nuts.
Dang.
Like- It was flip flopping all over the place.
Posterity. So, with my performance, that's a 29.
Okay. So, with performance, you call to mind like everything that you've had to do, what you've practiced, senses of music and rhythm. But also just like whether consciously or not, there's some way of like picking up what people are like, what things are like, to be able to tell the stories you want, to sing the songs, to be able to pluck at heartstrings. There's some sense of understanding of beings and emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, combined with like the rhythms, you turn around and see that like one of the creatures is kind of just like shaking its head and going back to work. And for a second, like you're jarred out of thinking just because there was a loud noise down the hall,
Mm-hmm.
and you turn back and start listening again, and you realize this isn't discord. It's like a nest of chicks calling for its mother. It's the whimpers of a litter of puppies when mom has moved away for a little bit. So you can tell that this has become, rather than just a beacon, this is things now wanting where they came from.
Okay.
And as you realize that, you suddenly notice that there's, for lack of a better word, a deeper sound that comes out that you could like feel through the crystals from ahead of you. And suddenly all the little crystals, it becomes even more not discordant, but energetic. And you can tell that, like, for where you could, like, sense before that there was direction, all very focused, leading to this mine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one wants to go off at 15 degrees. One wants to go 30 degrees. One's trying to go straight ahead. They're wanting to now diverge.
Am I able to utilize that attempt to divergence to... It's in this direction?
It's still generally leaving you the way you are, but no, rather than... They're not all pointing at one spot anymore.
They're...
Rather than a focusing... Yeah, they're now spreading apart.
Okay, but what that should tell... Okay, so that does tell me that we're heading in the right direction then. Okay, so we are going where we're supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay. So... I will Casimirify and relay that to the party. Something along the lines of, believe they want to go this way.
Pull my fingers away from his head and just little black tendrils slip out of his temples.
Also, that is monumentally uncomfortable.
Imagine what Ed feels like when he's got all of me inside of him.
It sounded so wrong.
I know.
And Edward, from your connection with his mind for that, you actually pick up at least a hint of what he did too. Like you could feel some of the emotion and directions and even like tiny hints of his thought process where he was putting all this together. You got a decent amount of that information.
Casimir, do you know what I found in my many years traveling around this universe?
A number of different species.
Well, yes, that. But even the most asymmetrical things have a certain logic to them. It might look like a discordant mess to you, and to me, and to all of us, but it still makes sense.
I do believe you're right.
I think we're going the right direction.
I think we are as well.
Morit, I think we should caution you on something here.
Yeah?
This is going to be very dangerous.
All right. Well,
I believe
I've
what
never
he's
actu-
trying to... Oh, sorry.
no, you first.
I believe what he's trying to say is that if the danger concerns you, I believe we can make our way on our own from here. If you wish to retreat, nobody will think less of you.
You're a good
Wow.
man, and most of us are quite questionable, except for that small one over there. He's just a hobo wizard.
Well, I want to talk to him some more.
Maybe
But-
when we-
No, I think I'll stick around at least for now. See what comes next. I mean, this is all pretty exciting, and if the world's gonna end, I might as well see something different.
Very well.
Wow, he's so brave.
He really
Aw.
is. Oh,
Our brave friend.
Morit, never die. I hope you're an immortal.
Thanks. I
Yeah,
appreciate
we might
that.
never know until we do, and then we still wouldn't know.
It's really a mind-bending
You all might know.
concept.
Might not. Anyway, let's go on. And he skips to the front of the group and starts walking down the tunnel. as you start, still passing dwarves, but the sounds of like the groups of them starts to die away. And with that, we'll pick up next time.
Nice.
The year may have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this